Hey, welcome to the Drawing Solo podcast. My name is Mason McKinney, and I'm with,
Daniel Ashorobi.
and I want you to, and I, dang, I'm sorry. And if you want to find out how to get inspiration from anywhere, make sure to sign up to my newsletter and get a free ebook. They'll show you how to do so. My gift to you. Anyway, Daniel, what do you create?
I I create manga and also I just like do anime illustrations for a living. Yeah, that's just what I do.
Okay. Why do you create?
It's okay. It's like like why the question why I create has to go down to my past. So I'll just make it short. Okay, so it's more of like when you're a child and you don't know what you want to do with your life, you and like you have and like and like you kind of have this mindset of a purpose to do something no one has ever done. So then you just have to do
Mm,
what you can to to be honest, my goal, the main reason why I'm here, I'm trying to impact souls. Like I tell myself daily, like before I get to die or anything, I should at least have nothing less than 5,000 people that could come out and say that I impacted their lives in a way. So the main reason why I created is to share my ideas to impact lives. Yeah, that's in short.
mm. What that kind of reminds me of is an old proverb. I'm not sure if it was a Jewish proverb, but it says every man should do three things before he dies. One thing is to have a child, the second thing is to grow a tree, and the third thing is to write a book, because all those three things will outlast him. And I feel like that's a similar sentiment that you are going for when you create. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that, more like that.
Yeah. I feel like I should also ask, where are you from?
I'm from Lagos, Nigeria.
Hmm.
Yeah, Lagos, Nigeria.
Lagos, Nigeria. How can you? What can you say a little bit about where you're from?
Okay, so it's more of like it's just more of like the craziest city that I've ever known in the whole of Africa. Like they're beautiful, but the people there just if it's just like so just like this Lagos, Nigeria is just a place that when people see you're serious with something, they'll go out of their way to push you and make
Mm.
sure you're successful.
They'll go.
That's just how it is.
They will go out of
Yeah,
their way to push you to make sure you're successful.
of course, that's how it
Okay.
is in Lagos. Because Lagos is more of like a city where people come to hustle. It's just like New York, you know? Everyone comes to hustle in Lagos. People from cities, like different cities, everyone is coming to Lagos to be able to be successful because there's a rumor in Nigeria that says if you're not successful in Lagos, you can't be successful anywhere else. So
Mm.
because Lagos gives you every opportunity you need to be successful. So if you're not successful where you have all the whole opportunities in the whole earth, then it's on you. You that means you probably just can't be successful. So that's it.
Okay. I feel like we might get back on that. Can you explain the works that you create in 7 words?
Okay, so the current one is a story concerning angels and demons. And the angel was sent down to save the earth.
What
That
title is
was
that?
that
What's the title of that one?
Fallen Giants. If you look at my Facebook, you see I've posted posters of it. It should be out by next week.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's good. Like, is that your first manga or comic that you're creating?
yeah, it's my first. Like I've been doing manga for a long time, but like this is the first one that I'm making for myself. Yeah,
Mm.
so yeah.
Okay. What was the inspiration for this one?
To be honest, I was just praying. Like as a Christian, you believe that you get inspiration from God, right? So
Hmm.
I was just praying, and then while I was praying, I just had something in my mind, a Bible passage, which was Genesis 6, verse 4. And then I went to look it up, and then it was about Nephilim. So I felt, oh, maybe my spirit wants me to create a manga concerning Nephilim. So then that's just how I started. And then I called my script writer to like, what can you make about Nephilims and all and all and all. So then she actually did something good. So like we're still working on it though. The first chapter is what will be out next week, and then about 2 more chapters will be out before the new year.
Okay. What's your? Can you explain to me your history with Christianity?
My history. I feel like when you're a Christian, like you're not left alone. Like, you know, normally. Okay, let me be honest with you. Like 2020, 2021, 2022 were the most depressed was the most depressed time of my life. Like I was so depressed, I felt alone in my mind. Everywhere I felt alone. So like now seeking God, and then I don't know, it just gave me different orientation to life. Like I felt I was never alone. I felt there's always someone look at my back. Like like there's a time in life when you're looking for something and then you feel clueless. Because when I was trying to make this manga, right,
Mm-hmm.
my publisher already told me, "Come on, Daniel, you have to get something out before the end of the year." And I was like, I don't know what to do. I brought out an idea before it got scrapped out, and I was like, so then I just took months trying to think down until my heart just told me, why think when you have someone up there who knows all things? So then I just started to pray like for 2 hours or so. I just had to keep on praying, and then it just came to my head like a spark, and it saved my life. It saved my life. Yeah. Christianity saved my life.
Okay. Okay. I guess I can move on a little bit and ask,
Yeah.
what do you want to see more of in your field?
Diversity. Yeah, just diversity. Like shonen manga is everyone knows the way it's gonna be. Everyone just knows the main character is gonna be a character who is stubborn and who is always trying to how save everyone, blah blah blah. And then there's always a character who has healing powers who is useless, just like mostly like Sakura, like you know what I'm saying, like
Mm-hmm.
mostly people don't really like Sakura because they think she's useless, so all those type of things. When you look at a shonen manga, you see those things. But then, for me, I'm trying to create something different. Like, I don't just want my characters to be the way every other character has been, like overpowered or some shit like that. I want it to be like he has the source of his strength, but he loses the source of his strength. So he's the he has to be the normal person, but still have to overcome everything that comes his way. So like, especially in Lagos, Nigeria, right? When everyone is doing manga, everyone is basically just doing like a copy of what Japanese people have done. Demons, 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 everyone fighting demons and all. So like that's getting too common because almost everyone now is doing something like that, like they're fighting monsters. Almost everyone is doing something like that. So I just really want diversity in a way. Like, okay, so like some people actually see diversity as a different thing. Some people see diversity as making, okay, so because I make an Arabic character, that doesn't mean I'm being diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Because I make a character that's Indian, that doesn't mean I'm being diverse. And I see a lot of companies coming out there actually putting that as diversity, saying that's diversity, but that's not diversity. That's just using human beings as your character. Like you can't use a human being and call it diverse. You know?
Yeah,
Still,
you can't have Naruto and shade him a different color and say that this is diverse, right? I feel, yeah, you're.
exactly. That's what I'm
I
saying.
I see you're more of the diversity of thought than the diversity of skin, and
Exactly.
I can agree with that. I feel like a lot of people agree with that.
Of course, they have to because I'm not gonna mention names, but there's this company who keeps on coming out like, boom, first black character, boom,
Oh,
first Arabic Indian character, boom, and I'm like, you can't tell us to read your manga because it's an Indian character or it's a black character. Okay, so most people will barely read the manga just so they don't feel racist about themselves. Because if they don't read the manga, they'll be like, "Oh, are you racist? That's why you're not reading the manga that has black characters." You know what I'm saying? So I'm not still gonna mention. I'm tempted to mention names, but nah, I don't want trouble with anyone. So like, yeah, diversity should be in the mind and story, not characters. Yeah,
Oh no, I completely understand what you're talking about. Like
appreciate.
one thing that you said that caught my eye, and that was the culture of Lagos. You said you're from
Lagos,
Lagos. I'm
Lagos.
sorry, the
Yeah.
culture of Lagos. And you say that many people create their own manga there. Like, can you
Yeah.
describe? Like you said, people just create. I would say you would say copies of what is popular in shonen Japanese manga. What would you would like to see from other Lagos art?
You got
I'm
it right.
sorry. I got it
You got
wrong.
it right. No,
Lagos.
you got it right.
Yes,
You got
thank
it
you.
right.
Awesome. What kind of stories do you feel that can be created from the culture of Lagos?
I feel like there are a lot of hidden things about Africa in general. Go to the streets of New York, go into the street of Philippines. A lot of people think Africa is a country, right?
Oh
And
yeah. As
it's
an
a continent.
American, I can
Exactly.
yeah. If it's not America, you're like everybody's just one.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
like I see interviews online and they think Europe is a country, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? so, so like, I feel like they should like because African Nigerian to be precise in the comic animation industry they're coming up faster than usual. You see a Nigerian comic company getting deals with Universal Studios. That is Comic Republic. I'm seeing spoof animation winning awards of animation. I'm seeing people down here in Nigeria working for Marvel and creating good stuff. So now a lot of industry giants come down here to Nigeria to get artists because also in a way like cheaper labor because currency is very far from each other. Like our
Hmm.
currency is so down, so cheaper labor and all. But if we could tell stories that enlighten people concerning Africa as a continent and Nigeria as a country, like I spoke to a Filipino friend and then we had a video call and then I just showed her around my city and she was like, "Come on, you're lying. That's not Africa." And I'm like, "Yo, bro, this is my country. This is where I live." And they're like, "No, Africa do have roads. Where are lions? I'm not saying no lions. I'm not saying no zebras." I'm like, "Yo, you could see those things in the national parks or some shit. Like
Yeah.
those things, like most people still think Africa is a desert. We need water. We need all this. That's what most people
Yes.
think. But it's just some villages that are literally just out of where the government can reach that are like that. And then that's way, and that's the only way. And those are the only places where news go and say Africa needs water, donate, and like, come on, come on. So I feel
Hmm.
we should express more of our culture in a way because the world actually needs to know more about culture and know more about us as a country and as a people. So yeah, not telling another um continent story. Like I see a lot of Nigerians telling Asian stories. That's not bad though, but
It's very
you won't
weird.
see an
Yeah.
yeah, but you won't see an Asian coming to tell the Nigerian story. You feel me?
Hmm.
So I feel we should just tell our shit. Like even in my manga, even if the characters out there are white, it is totally fictional. I created the whole world on its own. It's totally fictional. Like there is no Asia, there is no Africa. It's just pure humans. I I actually made them stay in a time that before people were even divided by languages. Because like according to biblical history, people were divided by languages when they tried to build a huge tower to heaven and all. So I'm saying story in a way like everyone is one continent. And according to science, the first continent was Pangea, something like that. Pangea, yeah, Pangea.
Hmm.
So that's the setting of my story, totally fictional. So you can't tell me I'm telling another cultural story because everything, all the culture, the religion in my story is totally fictional.
Okay. I feel like I want to push back a little bit, or just on the there is no Asia, no Africa. We are clearly human. Would you agree that people are can be product of their environment?
Of course, that happens a lot. Of
Yes.
course, they
So
can.
there, like the environments and the governments of Asia will be vastly different from the several countries that are in Africa. As you said before, Africa is made up of several countries with different governments, I suppose.
Of course,
And that would force different cultures, not only through the people who inhabit it, but the mythologies that every history would have, that those people's histories would have, and the resources that they consume. Like the
of course.
so I would say what makes people largely are the time and the place that they're in. I wouldn't say that we. I do feel like we all have an overlap in terms of we're all very much products. We all can be products of our environment,
Of course.
but but like there is still. I still agree with a. There's that. There are stories that can touch on every human being, no matter what place of life that you are. And I say like a great story, which I feel that you may agree is the Bible in the sense as a story that shaped a lot of human history to the point where we to the point that we we use death the death of Jesus as a touchstone of modern era, of common eras, of the common era and like before the common era, like after the AD and
Yeah.
BC. Yeah, before, yeah, 8 BC or AD. You know, so I thought that was. I think that's pretty interesting to touch on. But what gotten you into manga and anime? Since we're talking about stories that touches
Okay.
people.
To be honest, truth be told, I I've been drawn since I was a kid, and I've been watching anime that I didn't even know it was anime. I just knew it was cartoons. So
Hmm.
I was just watching all this, and then I kept drawing as a child. But then, you know, being an African, your mom wants you to be a doctor, engineer, a lawyer, or pilot, or something. So you have to study. You quit drawing. So then, when I see people online, I remember the first person I saw was White Manga. I saw
Hmm.
White Manga online, and then I was like, "Whoa, this guy does good." But then I forgot about him because I was still being persecuted by my mom and all. So then I kept seeing people popping out, popping out, popping out, popping out, especially South Africans, because those people, like when you're looking for portrait artists, those people are crazy. Like, yo, South Africans. So then a lot of them started like speaking to me. I started speaking to them, and then what now made it crazy for me was when I saw this animation, Captain Underpants, something like that. Wait, Captain Underpants. Yeah, Captain Underpants. Is this
Yes.
superhero wears underpants? So the kids in the animation draw comics, right?
Hmm.
So that's just what brought it up for me. Like, I fell in love looking at those kids draw the comics in the animation, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing this, and then I started doing it. So then I didn't have the time, but then 2020, everyone stayed at home. 2020, so then I started consuming more comic and manga content. So then White Manga came again. Inspiration, DD Mark, Third PHP. Those people actually now seeing their content daily motivated me to, like, okay, I know you wanted to pass a message to the world. Why don't you use manga to pass a message to the world? Why don't you use anime? So then I was like, okay, then that's to then, like, to be honest, those people motivated me because I'm a type of person that once I see you do something, I have it in my mind that I can do this also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like that's just what those people seeing people do something I couldn't do motivated me, and now it's more like a career for me.
What would you say your end goal with creativity? With
And
a
go
with
and
like
go.
a where you want to where do you see your where you want to take your creations?
Uh, so like end goal, right?
Yeah, yeah, like outside of wanting to inspire people, uh, ma- setting your landmark. Like, where do you see your creations taking you while you're here on
To be
Earth?
while I'm here on Earth, okay.
Yes.
So, uh, to be honest, I've not really thought of the like end goal
Mm-hmm.
because all I know, like as a kid, I've always wanted to be like this famous person with a creation that everyone loves, and to be honest, I'm trying to like to be honest, I'm to be honest, that's still the goal. Trying to like inspire people because I know people deal with depression, people deal with a lot of things that make them kill themselves. So then I'm trying to create a lot of. I'm trying to create an autobiography currently. It's still in the planning phase concerning my life because there was a time in my life where I was depressed. I wanted to kill myself. I slit my wrist daily and all until art saved me. To be honest, art was the thing that saved me. So the
Mm-hmm.
goal was just to try to save as much people as possible through my art. That is still where inspiring people comes from because when you save people, they look up to you and then like they follow your lead, you know. So then trying to inspire people, try to save people from themselves, save people from reality. You know, you have to face reality, of course, but like the reality that is social media is bringing out now is crazy. Like social media is currently tearing a lot of homes, and also I want people to escape that reality of social media. Like as an artist, I spend the least time on my phone, and I see that my mental health is actually a little bit more stable than a lot of people that sit down on their phones daily. So you get
Mm-hmm.
so I'm trying to shift people off that thing because lately no one really sits down to read a book lately. Like I saw a meme online that we are looking at our phones while AI are looking into our books. We are meant to read the books, but no, AI is looking into our books, then subtlist it and then send it to us. So then we're limited with knowledge. So then I'm trying to get everyone's mind off the lies of the internet and even like let me say the government in a way because the government are literally like deciding on what to make us aware of. No one can really come outside and say I have all the information. No, it's what the government wants you to know that you know, and especially on the internet. So I just clearly want people to now to master their minds through my books. And to be honest, like everything I'm doing is for when I'm gone. Like I want to be gone, and then I want what I've done on this earth to at least last for at least hundreds of years. So then I know because like look at the artists that we all look up to, Picasso, the rest. They're gone, but their art is still doing something, still impacting life. Sometimes when I'm less motivated, if I just look at art of Picasso and then I was like, damn, and then I get back to drawing. So for like in the end of it all, it's still to save people. To be honest, I don't really have. Sorry, I didn't really have an answer to that, but like that's all I could say.
Mm-hmm. I one thing that kind of I picked up with that quote that you said, uh, AI something along the AI are reading the books that we should
Yeah.
be dissecting. What do you think on like with a broader issue or like the broader topic of AI? What are your thoughts on the rapidly increasing technology? And do you think that artists or creatives, what, how would you, what would you say that
I
artists and
think
creatives should feel about the rapid developing of technology?
Okay, so of course it's obviously going to have good effects. It's going to have negative effects. Just
Hmm.
like the whole era of comics, they do everything on paper. People had jobs of just um drawing the lines on people. People had jobs of just doing those things. But now people, everyone draws on them drawing monitors. So those ones are out of business. So I'm trying to say that a lot of things that we still hold on to is going to go out of business. That's what a lot of artists are scared of because now they're developing a technology where once you put in your line art, it colors for you.
Hmm.
Auto shading and also colors might go out of business. All these things might go out of business. But though I still say it's less about the. I still say it depends on how you use it. Like if you use it as a weapon, it's going to harm you. If you use it as a tool, it's going to help you. For me, I don't believe in anyone using AI. Like I feel AI, it's it's going to take away creativity as a whole because before the invention of drones and all, it was helicopters that were used to film documentaries and all, right?
Hmm.
So then now those people are out of business. They looked for something else to do. So I feel like normally technology is good, right? Makes life easier, but
Right.
it makes you lose a part of yourself. Makes you lose a part of yourself. Like back in those days when the only means of transportation were horses and your foot, people were in healthy shape. People lived longer, you know. Less people, the only people that really had diabetes and died of diabetes and overfeeding were kings because kings didn't really do anything at that time. But with the um improvement of technology, cars, everything, people don't even work. Like everyone just book a ride for yourself, get something, get a motorcycle, get something. So now, if you notice, the age which people die is reducing. Normally, people live up to 110, 120, but now it's kind of coming down to like 90, 80. Seeing someone that lives more than 100 now, people are surprised. So AI, I still, I still definitely hold my truth. It depends on how you use it. Because now I saw something on BBC News that they sent a fake news through AI about some British citizens not working or something like that. See, it's causing confusion. No one knows what's real anymore. But AI still stands out. When you see
Hmm.
AI, as this is AI, man. Like AI, like a company in Nigeria used AI to create a comic, and then I saw it, and like everyone was like, "Dude, just hire an artist. This is AI." Like it's only in AI art that you see a man with 10 fingers, and you see a guy with three noses, and like what? So I feel the more this thing improves, a lot of people are surely going to lose their jobs, of course, unless you're a top dog.
Hmm.
That's the goal. Once you're a top dog, people are still gonna hire you because of who you are. You know, I might I might own a merchandise. No one buys it. But then if I could beg Mr. Beast to wear my merchandise and advertise, the whole world will want to buy because Mr. Beast wore that.
Hmm.
So making a name for yourself, people are still gonna want to hire you because of who you are. So that's why I feel artists shouldn't really depend on AI because of course AI is doing a lot of crazy things right now, especially in the UK. So AI should be used as a tool and not as a weapon, not to reduce the amount of money you spend, but to make your production better in a way. So yeah, that's all.
I think one thing that with what you said that stuck with me is we lose part of ourselves when things get easier. I think
Yes.
that's very true. I think that's very true. Like speaking of losing part of ourselves, are you okay with like discussing why you were why you were going through a depression during the 2020s? Is it of course like the whole COVID thing that was happening, or like something else that was happening at the time?
Truth be told, I just felt worthless. I just felt useless.
Mm.
Like like I've always been like bullied since I was a child. Like I wasn't really bullied by students. I was bullied by my teachers because of who I was at that time. Everyone, because like the preschool I went to, it was more of like a rich school, and then like being like the brokest kid in the old school, people like, especially teachers, like treat you less than the other kids. So like that's just how it was. Like that even now reminds me of being black and all. So like I say, okay, if it's a white people that did that to a black person, they'll call it being racist. But we're all blacks, so
Mm-hmm.
no one could call it racist. So that's why I feel anyone could be maltreated, anyone could be stopped by the cops, anyone could be done anything by the cops. If you look intimidating, the cops are gonna try to tame you, and all. Um, so as I was saying, so like all those things from my childhood was building up, and then because school keeps you so busy, so school was taking my mind off everything. But then when I was stuck at home, it was like everything dawned on me, everything just came on me, and then I was having social issues with my friends, like a couple of my friends like backstabbed and all. So man, I was messed up. Like I just couldn't really think straight. So then like I was just like, okay. And then at that time, um being a young kid in high school, junior high school, like you have a girlfriend and all, and then girlfriend, and then I got dumped by someone at the time. So like I was just down. So but I thank God all that happened, because if all that didn't happen, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I actually wouldn't be where I am today. So
Mm.
that's those were most of the reasons why I was depressed, and also like yeah.
So, did you have time to reflect on the turmoils of your life?
Not really. No, not really. Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. Do you
Yeah.
think,
No.
like, is there anything that you could like take away from it? From
Take away from it
yeah,
in what sense?
like a I guess that comes through reflection. Uh, and I guess that comes through the reflection, and that comes through time. So I think let's see. I've been writing notes as like as we are talking, and I want to go back to the culture of Legos because that was very interesting to me. You mentioned the push for success and what kind of and the kinds of entertainment that people delve in. So is like there you said you converted or you just delved more into Christianity. Is religion a huge part of the culture of Lagos?
No, it's a huge part of the culture of Africa.
A huge part of the culture of
Africa,
Africa.
yeah, Africa in general. Like unlike the Western parts, every African sticks to a culture, also a religion. Every African sticks to a religion. Every African, like it's like that was according to the elders, like the old people that like my grandparents and all. They were like during the slave trade, they took everything from us, right?
Hmm.
But that was the only thing they couldn't take from us, our beliefs and all. So yeah, so like religion plays a major role down here in Africa.
Okay. Okay. So and it delves into your comic. And what was the main theme? Can you explain like the main themes of what your characters go through with your comic?
Um. Okay, so let me explain everything from the depth.
Okay.
The three main characters, I created them as versions of myself.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'll send you the image of the three main characters later. So then, one of the characters is depressed. He sleeps less. You'll see all that in his eye. The other one is happy, and then the main character is a foodie, which is the current me. I just eat to like pass time, But I'm still in great shape, Joe. So I'm trying to like tell the story through these characters from my perspective. So each character has a scene from a perspective that I used to see from. So okay, so Hoki, which is the side character with yellow and red hair. he's joyful. He believes once you do good, good things are gonna happen to you. So he tries to help everyone as much as he can and possible. So that's just how. So that was how I was when I was a child. I believe help people, go out of your way, even if you have not eaten. Help someone eat and all that. You're gonna be rewarded more.
Hmm.
But then all that changed in 2020, which is the other character that I have. His name is Soul. I call him Soul because at that time I was more concerned about my soul. Like, to be honest, that time I felt like I wanted to die, so I was concerned about my soul. Like, when I die, where's my soul going? So that's why I named the character Soul. So then he's more of depressed. He does not care about anyone. He just wants to sleep, kill himself, and all. So then the main character, I call him Zion. Zion.
Hmm.
So he is the type that you knows quick. You have to do this. You have to do this quick. Let time pass. Do this quick before you leave the earth. Leave a good message. Leave a good this. Leave a good that. Go out of your way, and still make sure you do something positive. That's how it was. So people won't really understand these characters in the first chapter because first chapter is more of like introduction. So I'm just trying to introduce them how. But then as the manga goes on, you'll see what I'm trying to say. Like these characters actually try to tell stories that I believe if my readers are sensitive enough, they'll get the story like, okay, this was how I was. But then I'm now trying to make Zion change them. You know, it's
Hmm.
just like it's just like Jaden Smith's album, Psy and Iris, something Psy and Iris, something like that. So
Right.
and versions of himself, yeah. So like that's just what I'm trying to do.
I feel
Change them. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I feel like you have something going on, and with what you tell me, you have a lot of inspirations that you can pull from. Being bullied by authorities, how if they go through different obstacles, maybe you can talk about their like talk about like their turmoils. Do are any aspects that they go through are the obstacles that they go through reflections of what you experienced through life?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I feel like that your story is a very great way for you to reflect on a lot of your turmoils and think through everything because as a writer, you like wait, you write and draw everything. Your story is correct?
I okay. So I'm the type of person that if I write a script myself,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna finish the manga. Like I know
Okay.
myself, so I write out everything that's gonna happen, and then I give it to my writer to convert it into pages and panels. So
Okay.
there, it's easier for me. So then, like, she's going in depth. So then, but I'm just giving her the overview of what everything is. So, and I trust her. She's actually doing a very good job.
Okay. I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
So you're going. So okay. I do think you have something to go off of when it comes to how you write your characters because nobody knows your characters more than you because they are a reflection of you.
Of course.
Do you have any plans of having the manga successful where you're from?
Of course. By March next year, 2024, it's gonna be at the comic convention, printed live, and then if and then okay. So then I plan on taking the book to three cities. I plan on taking the book to Lagos here, Lagos Comic Convention, Ibadan Comic Convention, which is a city close to Lagos, and Abuja, which is the capital of Nigeria in general. So I actually planned for this to go out, and And if it doesn't go viral, I understand, because this is like my first manga that I'm putting out there. So then I'll just learn from it and how I can make the next one better. Because I told you I'm creating more of like a graphic novel for myself. So
Hmm.
I'm just trying to see how this one goes and what I can learn from it to make my next mangas better and more famous. Like to be honest, I don't know which one is gonna get famous. This could be the famous one. This could be one that could like open doors for me. Like publishers might just be like, okay, I want you to draw something else for me, but not this one. This could be the one that could just be like, oh, I've seen your work. Yeah, I love you. Can you come and do something for me? Because everything, I believe everything that you do, nothing is a waste. Everything plays a role. Because even if you draw a manga that has 0 views, at the end of the day, it's gonna teach you how to get more views on your manga.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's just what I feel. So like if this one doesn't go viral, I'm not gonna push it too much, because I see a lot of publishers trying to rub their manga on everyone's faces. No, I'm just gonna let everyone know that if you don't want to read it, it's fine. If you want to read it, make sure you support to the highest. That's just what I want.
I feel like that's kind of the way of marketing. You can't. You have to be at some point. You have to be annoying about it because there's so many eyeballs on the internet. As you said before, everybody's on their phones. Everybody's looking for something to entertain themselves, looking for that junk food. And I people can see that as a negative thing, but I think it takes like a certain person to see that and say, "Oh, maybe I can slip a little bit of medicine with all of the sugar that people are eating." And they, because if you're saying, "Oh man, this is a good thing," but I don't know, it's up to you if you want to watch it. A lot of people are gonna be like, "All right, I'm not gonna watch it," because a lot of people want instant gratification. So,
But you know the thing? The thing is that, well, not everyone will watch, right? But those that watch, they're gonna be super loyal to you.
that is true.
That's that's the thing, because I'm basically not looking for thousands of followers. If I can have, okay, so like unlike someone that has like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube and having 1.6 views, that is terrible for me. I prefer to have 2,000 subscribers on YouTube and have 1.9k views steadily. I know that, okay, this is what I'm expecting from my loyal friends. I'm not worried about numbers. I'm worried about people who are loyal. Like no matter what is out there, right? Like they would rather pick my stuff rather than picking Attack on Titan. They'll pick my stuff even if Bleach is there, even if Yusuke Murata is out there saying, "Come, read One Punch Man." They'll say, "Nah, I think I'll go with Fallen Giants by Daniel Ashorobi."
Yeah.
So that's just what I want. Like I'm not really chasing numbers. I'm chasing loyal people that love it for itself and that even love me as a creator for who I am. Because I keep on saying it. Some companies make it so annoying that I just unfollow them on Instagram, because like, okay, so you're advertising, right? And then you try the advertisement tricks, it didn't work out, and then you come out saying, this is a good black character. If you want to see black characters in action, read it. If you want to see first female shonen OC, please read the manga. If you're not feminist, blah blah blah. Like, come on, that's just crazy. Like, personally, I read one of their mangas just so I don't seem racist, because they came to me and was like, read blah blah. So like,
How
okay,
can
I
you
don't want to
feel?
seem racist,
How can you
right?
be? How can you feel like you can be like, I'm African? What are you talking about?
Yes, like that's how it is, right? That's how it
Yeah.
is. So I was just so then I don't want my advertisement to get annoying. I just still want to put in consistency and let people see the artwork themselves and appreciate it for what it is. Even if my heart is not there yet, I know that at least my story is getting there. And then like just like Mob Psycho 100, the art was crap. Like I would beat my chest and tell you, I draw more than that dude. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean like I have better art than that dude. But you know what I'm saying? But like now he's worldwide with Yusuke Murata. Even if the art wasn't good. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just want to put in more consistency and then let people see it for what it is. Because I see a lot of people manga. For me, the story is not there, but the art is really killing it. So then I just buy the manga just to look at the art. Like, okay, the art is good. So then for me, that's bad for me. Like, I'd rather have a whack artwork and then let the story impact your life than to have a
Hmm.
very good artwork and then let the story be garbage.
Artwork over story. I mean, story over artwork. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well, my mind was a little way crazy, but I wanted to touch on the reason why I think that the reason why publishers are so annoying when it comes to advertising on social media. And as I was, and I think this comes from me looking a lot into marketing. And one of the things that I found out, or one of the statistics that I keep hearing, is that like the followers you get on social media, they only see 10% of the posts that you make on their feed around that.
Exactly.
I may
Exactly.
like the numbers may be different for each platform, but it's very, very low.
Of course.
So social media is more interested in pushing your posts to new people over the people that follow you. And I perceive that these companies understand that, so they'll post again the same things again and again and again, because they know that not everybody is going to look at it, or
Of
if the
course.
people because consistency is key. And I would say be very wary. How old are you?
I'm 16.
16? Okay. I'd say be very wary of the numbers on social media. I'm not saying that all those numbers are a lie, but they are vanity. They are very vain.
Of
Just
course they are. But
just because you see somebody with million followers doesn't mean they got $1 million. There's so many
exactly.
influencers that has a lot of eyeballs, but they don't know how to convert those eyeballs into dollar signs.
Of course.
What
Of
I
course.
what I would recommend, you don't have to take my recommendation at all, but I would say look into getting a newsletter, because speaking of new, I'll do the plug-in later, because I was gonna do a plug, but I can do that later or in the middle of the middle of this podcast. I can edit that in, maybe.
All right.
But of the idea is social media is casting that net, but the newsletter is to make sure that everybody that you send that email to goes out to email everybody, every email that they that you have. And social media is casting that net, and that email list is reeling them in. It's getting the dedicated people, because one day you may get 3,000 YouTube followers, and the thing is, YouTube can decide to not like you the next day, or they want to change up the algorithm, and those loyal people, the loyal people that you have, the 3,000 loyal people, will not see your posts anymore. I
That
rem-
happens a lot.
I remember there was such times during YouTube's that I was watching a lot of podcasters, and it was nearly routine that everybody said click the bell, because you to make sure that YouTube sees my posts, sees my videos, or like every website, every social media has an avenue where they want to squeeze more money out of you, just so those social media sites can do their job properly, and it's ridiculous.
Of
So
course.
I would highly advise trying to finding ways to making sure people can find you no matter what happens to any of your social medias, because one of the theories that I'm trying to go for is if you can make, like, you don't need a million people. If you can get 1,000 people, that's that you can learn how to monetize. Like, you have a career there.
Of course, absolutely.
And one of the main things that artists are pretty bad at is learning how to monetize themselves or advertise themselves. So, and I think that was the main thing I wish somebody would tell me at that age, at 16. And plus, I mean, you're already hitting up conventions at 16, and that's, well, 17 because you're doing it next year, and that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Congratulations to you on that.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Like, that was I only did that. I only started doing that this year, so
But
but it's you're like with the head start that you got going on. Yeah, I think I'm not from Lagos, but I'm pushing for your success too.
sure, of course, I appreciate all the support. I will appreciate all the support, and of course, I could come to your city to support you once in a while. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Let's see. I was just start. Let me looking at my notes real quick. Okay, so I guess I would say the final question that I have is, how can people support your goal?
Um, how can people support my goal? By just um joining the dream, because trying to inspire lives, I can't do that alone. No one can do that alone. You need people to actually push you, people to spread the message, because even, okay, so like, let me not use anything religious down here. Let me go down to, okay, so let's look at a rapper, right? XXX Tentacion. So at the beginning of his life, it was people hated him because he was a fighter and all. But then when he was about to die, he became calm, and then he started motivating people. So then he also said, from what he's telling people, they should also act like it outside. They should pass the message. And then when people asked him, where did you get the message? They directed back to him. So like, people more people are going to come back to him. So like, how people can help me achieve my dreams is by, sincerely, I don't even like when people just tell me your art is good, your art is this, your art is that, because I feel no one art is 100% good. So the bad comments are what keeps me going. So I'll just say, do whatever you want to do, like, because when I was starting, my art was whack, and then like, bad comments is what kept me going. Like, when someone insults me, like, concerning something, like, I have this type of pride, like, not like this bad ego, but like this pride that you insult me for something once, that is the last time you should insult me about it again. That's just how it is. So then everyone should do their thing. Just do their thing, and then support me if you want to. I feel even if I have 20 people that support me daily, I could still achieve my goals. It just depends on what my definition of success is. You know, some people's definition of success is having Teslas in their houses and then living in a mansion. That's some people' definition of success. Some people' definition of success could be having a million followers on Instagram, then being a celebrity that everyone tries to take picture with. That's their definition of success. My definition of success would be creating what someone else haven't, and then using that thing to change lives. And then everyone that have impacted their lives come down to me, even if it's 5,000, 10,000 people, then I will feel successful. Because, back then when I was looking at my Instagram numbers, like I was looking at numbers like, whoa, if I could have 500 Instagram followers, man, I'm successful. And then I crossed that and I'm like, okay, now 700. I've
Mm.
crossed that and I'm like, what? So then now I set a new goal, okay, 10K, then I'll feel successful. But I'm sure even when I reach 10K, it's not success. It's just purely numbers. I know that. Okay, so like,
No, yeah. I
yeah,
like I when you said as there gets to a point when success just becomes numbers, I can really relate to that, honestly, because
it does.
I
It does.
remember earlier this month actually I was posting chapters on Reddit, and the chapter of a comic that I'm working on was Just a Reaper. It was the first chapter, and I posted it on the r slash comics subreddit, and it blew up it blew up overnight to like around 500,000 people looking at it.
Whoa, that's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, it was
That-
huge. Cause at first I was looking at the numbers growing. I saw the upvotes from like 100 to 200 to two to like 500 to 1,000, and I think at the 100,000 viewer count, I got bored.
that's how it is.
I got
That's how
bored.
it is. You're gonna get bored at the end because it's just numbers. But then what my mom tells me is that you shouldn't look at it as just numbers. You should look at it as people because
Hmm.
even if you have 100 followers, imagine being in a room with 100 people that love you, and then they all try to take pictures with you. You're gonna feel like a god. You're gonna feel like a star. So she said, those are people. And but nah, come on. For me, I still feel it's everything like success. When you're successful and you have nothing to strive for, life becomes meaningless. Life becomes boring. Because
Hmm.
like there's no competitor. Like, okay, just imagine I just go and then I post the manga and then I'm having 1 billion views per chapter. Like, I'm gonna quit manga because I'm not even trying. I'm not
Mm.
even. Listen, there's pleasure when you strive hard to get something. There's huge
Right.
pleasure, but like when it just works, you're just like, oh, okay, okay. Like, okay, so being invited to speak at conventions right now and all, there's pleasure in it because I know I worked hard for this. You know, like
Hmm.
I've been into art like crazy since I was 11. That's when I started my art on a professional level at age 11. So then now everything now happening at age 16, I know, okay, I was being built for this, right? I was being built for this. Even if I'm not putting my face out there, like no one knows my face apart from people I meet at conventions. Even though, like, I know, okay, I was being built for this. So then when I see people come around like, oh, you're Daniel, I know you are fully in it, and I'm like, oh my god. So you see, even Zoe, if you know Zoe Thurgood, something like that, Zoe,
Hmm.
she speaks concerning this and like when you have the numbers on Instagram like them showing you love, it's not really anything. But when you see them in person come to you, that's when it's something. That's when you get mind blown. Like imagine, okay, so back just early this year, when I post on Instagram, I just have about 10 to 17 likes, and I'm like, oh, just imagine having 50 or 200 likes, man, I'll feel good. And then now I'm having 50 to 100 likes, and then I still feel like crap. So, so like, as far as the social media, you're gonna get bored about it in the end. That's the thing. In the end, you're gonna get bored because you look at celebrities committing suicide. You have nothing to live for. A lot of these celebrities die young. I've like it is rare seeing a celebrity living up to 100. You know,
Hmm.
because life becomes so meaningless and boring. Yeah. So that's all.
That gives me like
What?
two quotes that I want to say. There was one from, I believe it was Jim Carrey. I need to. I'm trying to remember. Yes, it was Jim Carrey, I believe. He said, "I hope everybody gets what they want, so they realize it's not what they need."
Of course, of
And
course.
And I was watching another video like through Film Courage, and I remember that was a good and a writer, I forgot who the writer's name. That was a good principle to follow when it comes to writing characters. Like the character always need to get what they want, but when they get what they want, they have to realize that's not what they needed. So even when they win, they gotta fail to find what success really is.
Yes, yes, of
So
course, of course.
so
That's how.
I just think about that constantly, like getting those numbers. I hope everybody gets the numbers that they want to realize that when they get it, that's not what they're looking for. That's not what they need.
Exactly, exactly. Because okay, you might want a huge house and then a Tesla and then driving a lot of crazy cars, but then when you grow old, you be like, nah, I just want one car. I just want a happy family. Yes,
Yes,
that's what most people realize late. They live their youth anyhow, but then when they are old, they now seek a happy family. Happy family is what they need, but the lavish lifestyle was what they wanted. So then it is at the end of what you want that you know what you need. That's just how it is.
absolutely, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
this has been the Drawing Solo podcast. My name is Mason McKinney, and I'm with.
Daniel Ashorobi.
And if you want to find out how to get inspiration from anywhere, make sure you sign up to my newsletter to get a free ebook to show you how you can do so. My gift to you. Signing out.
Bye.